During your introduction, you mentioned some different worlds, nearly.
Yes. What do you ask?
You're speaking of a being with god-like power.
Yeah, to, I believe, write and rewrite the world and reality itself, bending it to their own will, to its own will.
Huh. Because somebody I know has been on a bit of a search through this world to find what they claim to call the god of fate.
Ah,
It's almost there. What they think is that there has to be some reason why everybody is here in such close proximity in, well, otherwise a deserted world.
yeah. But there are
How far have you...
fragments.
Oh, sorry.
There are fragments of
Yeah.
life. So, were we the first or the last? Or are we in the middle, that is?
And what happened to the ones who came before us?
Yes.
Have you explored far
Theory.
in this world?
I would say I've searched a lot, but I believe people can search more than I could.
Tell me,
One,
in your explorations, have you come across an impenetrable wall?
no, not yet. But I've heard rumors of one at the
I can
end of the world, kind of thing.
tell you that that border line, it does exist. I have seen it with my own eyes. It stretches from horizon to horizon, nearly.
Yes. So what is beyond that, though? Is it
Well,
infinite?
that's
Is
what my friend
the
wants to find
universe
out.
is? Who
Because
is your friend?
to name them would only make things more confusing.
Ah,
So I'll leave them unnamed for the time being, at least.
okay.
That they believe that a god, this god of fate, has placed us in this world and imprisoned us in the hope to force us together, either for good or for bad.
Yes.
Why they believe that this is the case, I do not know. Perhaps it is a case of a bored or vengeful god, or
Yes.
simply a
Or a sick
test.
experiment.
Perhaps.
An ant to, well, a magnifying glass or a guinea pig to a scientist. We might just be in a whole test, a kind of sick one that is. I have some
Find out what we're
questions.
capable of.
Yeah.
That border has existed for as long as I have known, and that is not an insignificant amount of time.
Yes.
The amount of power required would be, well, godlike, which
Yes.
is why your mention of a godlike character or people piqued my interest. What do you remember of that world? Did it bear similarities or differences to this?
Well, for me, well, everything wasn't so flat and rugged. It was maybe circular. I'm not sure. But back then I had little power, but I feel something in me that exerts power, kind of. But it was circular, and I remember I worked as a scientist somewhere, I believe called Arrow, or something along those lines.
Interesting.
I don't know what I was working on, but it might have been something related to the god that I was speaking about. I
Ah,
believe. I don't remember much after that. I get fragments and I see it while I sleep. Try to regain my memory in many different ways, but have failed every time.
well, amnesia is quite a difficult thing.
Yeah. Or was I that before I came here or after? That's the question. Am I
Well, if
the
you
same
were,
person in those dreams, or am I a totally different one? That is
there's
the
no way to
question.
tell, but at the
Yes.
same time, there's no reason to be bound by that fact.
Yeah.
Sun's rising.
Yes. It's weird. The sun and the moon,
Hmm?
they are totally in sync.
Perfect tandem.
Yes. And, well, I remember the moon. It is a place, but there are, I believe, places beyond it. Those dots in the sky you see are something like a sun of our own. They might hold places or things, either living or not. Maybe another sick test by well, the god of fate. Another prison, like our own.
Each one a personal hell for each person's held there.
Yes, a purgatory.
Purgatory. You said about feeling an energy. Is that in this world or the old one?
I am not sure. Um, I feel distant. I didn't feel it then in that world, but I'm not sure really. I don't know if it's here or there. I felt it, but I do feel something. It might be correlated with the voices inside my head, or it might be from the god that I was talking about. Don't know.
Hmm.
I still don't have memory of it, but I hope I do regain my memory sometime in the future.
Well, the only thing you can wait for is time. Eventually, I'm
Yes,
sure your memories will catch up with you.
yes. Or death will.
Or death will, yeah.
Time is a fickle thing. It is so fast but slow. It is hard to keep track. And, well,
And it was the perfect time to make everything worse.
yes.
Do you believe in the concept of fate? That everybody has a path set out for them?
Semi. I believe some people are set on a path, but it sometimes can be broken. But
You
it,
think fate can be broken?
yes, semi. But it must have lots of power to break it. It would have,
Interesting.
yes, like the power to break a barrier. It needs lots of power in general.
I'd imagine you would have to be stronger than the fate itself in order to escape it.
Yes. Or become it.
But is that a fate one truly wants? To be fate itself?
Yeah.
Surely that must. I mean.
But here's the thing. Is fate truly fate? Like, if you've said the god of fate, has he been controlled by someone? Another one, perhaps?
A being above, and then one above that, and just.
Yes, it can go beyond kind of like infinity, even though infinity
Until
is too hard to comprehend.
perhaps you could reach a power so strong that it could destroy the universe as it is known to us
Or
with
destroy
a
multiple.
flick of its finger, or destroy everything.
Yes. But there must be a reason for fate to be there.
Well, perhaps there isn't. Perhaps it decided to be fate.
Yes. It is curious, nonetheless.
Oh, yes.
But are
I
we
don't know
really
how all of
controlled by
this got
fate?
here. Well, from my experience, I have been controlled by fate. Other people's actions have been controlled by fate.
What if fate can have a fate? Then what are we? Are we made to think that fate, hard to comprehend?
Well, perhaps it isn't our position to question what this world has in mind for fate itself.
Yes. But
It would be
was it
like,
fate that we would question fate? Or we just being controlled right now?
I don't think it is fully possible to understand the motive or the ideals of such a being, if it exists.
Yes.
It would be like trying to explain the concept of our civilizations to an ant or a worm.
Yes. Or another being altogether. We are yet so small but so big that we have an impact, but not enough.
I mean, see what came before us, the ancient ruins that exist all over the world. Obviously, there was a predecessor, and, well,
Yes.
they left nothing but scraps for us to pick up from the ash.
But were they the first?
Probably not. Perhaps they did as we do and picked those scraps clean. And then when we came along, there was so little left that we can't even see it. Perhaps the rare metals in the nether are from our predecessors, or perhaps they're from those who came before them.
It's true, like fossils. They're underground because
Fossils.
that's our predecessors. I have seen multiple fossils, big ones. Maybe our predecessors have killed them or went by extinct when they were alive.
Or perhaps something else happened that wiped them all out together.
Yes, or that.
Fate
Yeah.
played its card and wiped them out.
It's a flip of a coin. You don't know which one's going to be heads or tails. making a deal with the devil. If there is one, that is.
If there is one.
Or is the God of Fate the devil? Or is he a God? Is he our savior? Or forsaken us?
The one that'll bring
Curse.
oblivion.
Yes.
Or perhaps it's simply a coincidence that the trails we leave are so perfect.
Yes.
Maybe they're not. Who knows?
Yeah. It's just like comprehending infinity. You can never comprehend it. It goes on forever. Like a time loop. A record going around in circles, never seeming to end until it scratches. Meaning the end. Maybe we are a music disc. And we will have an end, but there are a next song that is going to play.
Or perhaps the one listening will grow bored and pluck us out to put
Or make
something
a new
else
one.
in.
Yes.
Make a new one.
Are we kind of loaded already? Like a story or something like that. Until the fate has to make a new one, a new melody. When all of
New
this
melody.
has been played.
Are we, you said a story, and you could say that fate is almost like a story, but the question is, are we being written or are we being retold?
Yes.
Is there a difference?
Well, we would never know,
Eh?
as we'd never meet them.
It doesn't concern me too much. It's more my friend who cares, but I only care about escaping things that seem to follow me.
Yes. Maybe once I remember more things, I could try to break free as well.
Right?
Yeah. Because everyone wants to be free. A puppet without
I think
strings.
that's just inherent in humanity.
But that's the thing. We're like puppets. If you cut the string off to let it be free, what does it do? Fall to the ground. Dead. Limbless. Won't be able to move again.
Well, perhaps our fates or our lives are but strings, and
Yeah.
at any moment they could be cut short or returned to the loom to create something new.
Yes.